let's understand Betfair. It's a very important video because Betfair is our best friend. And the reason why we use Betfair is we want to cancel or hedge our risk when it comes to online betting so we actually don't lose a lot of money and actually gamble like the mug punter. Betfair is an exchange like a stock market. So it's peer-to-peer, person-to-person. So see it as it's a place where people can come in and say sell their goods or products, right, for the price that they want to sell it at. And other people can negotiate that price. And if they want to sell it, they can sell it. Whereas as a bookie is the company where they set the price, and that's the price that you have to pay if you ever want to take the price. Okay, so there's no negotiating. So when you sign up to Betfair, if you haven't set up an authenticator yet, make sure you do it now, which is a security level when you log in. So the next part is do not use Betfair with others on the same internet. So in other words, if you're at home and there's 3 people logged into Betfair and all different accounts, don't do this because it may conflict and they may close your account. So let's get into it. I'm going to use an example of avocados. So the example, so you want to sell 10 avocados for the total of $100. There's no money in the bank account. You have 10 avocados. So you go to the market, aka Betfair, and you meet 2 buyers. Buyer A is buying 6 avocados at $9 each. Buyer B is buying 9 avocados at $10 each. Now you sell 9 avocados to buyer B at $10. So now you have $90 in the bank, but you still have 1 avocado left because you want to sell it at $10. You don't want to make a loss by selling it to buyer A for $9. So you're waiting around until someone is happy to buy the price at $10. Now buyer A offers you $8 for your avocado because it's now getting to the end of the day and you say no. So you're still selling, but then the market closes. So on this day, you missed the opportunity of hitting your goal of $100. The avocado will spoil and it will turn black. That's just the scenario. So we will explore more of that later on. Anyways, what makes Betfair different from other bookies like TAB or Sportsbet? So when you use a bookie, you are betting against the bookie. And if they lose, they pay you. And if they win, they take your money away. So on Betfair, it allows you to bet on both markets. You can bet on an outcome to win or also to lose. So you are doing a bet with another person that accepts your offer. It's just like me saying, I bet this person's going to win. And you say, I bet this person's going to lose. And then we put the money in and that's how it kind of works. So how does Betfair make money if we are dealing with the person directly? Now, Betfair takes a small commission on your winnings. So if I win that bet, they'll take a very tiny cut of it and then we move on. So they're pretty much facilitating that trade. So if you lose the bet, they take nothing. So in other words, if you win, they take a cut. If you lose the bet, they don't take a cut. So there is a set commission on certain markets, and with horse racing, it ranges from 5 to 10%, NRL 10%, and other sports 5%. So you can learn more by clicking on this link here on the commission charges. So what will we use Betfair for? It will help us cover our bets so we lose near nothing, so we can print bonus bets. That's the goal. So liquidity. Let's talk about this. So back to the avocado story. We were left with 1 avocado that we couldn't sell for the price of $10. Now, if this was us on Betfair, we would lose our money if our order did not fill. So it's very important to remember this. Make sure that our orders or bets are always filled, as it's very important. So looking at this little picture here, this blue section here at 3.8, the blue part means you are backing. So in other words, you are betting to win. The 3.8 is the odds, which is $3.80. And the 283 underneath it means that that's how much liquidity that is available to pretty much get those odds at. The red part is lay. So lay means you are betting for that outcome to lose. And then the 3.9, that's the odds, and the liquidity is $137. With the example above, let's say at $3.90, there are 137 avocados. There you go, 137 avocados. If we had 120 avocados and we wanted to sell it at $3.90, it will feel no problem because there's 137 of it. Now, if we had 500 avocados, only 137 of them will be sold and the remaining will sit on the market at the $3.90 price that we're trying to sell at. Be careful when it comes to liquidity. It's always important to always make sure that our orders are filled. If it does not, we may lose money, like how we lost money on the avocados. Now on the example on the right, you can see there are many unmatched amounts. There are 3 types of avocados that are still selling on the market. So when it says matched bets, your avocados have been sold for this scenario. Unmatched bets means that they're still in the market until someone's happy to pay that price and take your order. Let's have a look. So these bottom parts, it says match bets. That means the orders have been filled. And when it means red, it means I was betting for punctuality, who said who, and from now to lose. At the odds of these, with this one, it says unmatched. So metrical, punctuality, and who said so at these odds here, they have not been sold or they have not been matched. So when this happens, you actually can lose a lot of money if the order does not get matched. That's why we make sure that we should always match it. And the best time to make sure the order's matched is 1 to 2 minutes before the jump of the horse race. And it has to have some decent liquidity. All right, so let's talk about how does Betfair calculate its payout. So when we are using Sportsbet, it's our cash times by the odds equals how much our potential payout would be. So you can see in the picture here, $10 times 12 equals $120 payout. However, you should always minus your own money, which is the $10 cash that we used for the risk. So in other words, if we win, we actually make $110 in profit. Now, when it comes to Betfair, it's reversed. It's the other way around. Look at this photo here. Now, because it's red, it means that I'm betting for the Houston Rockets to lose. So my back stake is $10. My cash stake is $10 times 18.5 equals 185 minus our $10. That makes it $175 in liability. Okay, what's liability? Okay, so in other words, because we are betting for them to lose, and if the Houston Rockets lose, we get $10. However, if the Rockets win, we actually lose $175. We actually lose quite a lot. Now, the reason why it sounds pretty dangerous, you're only making $10 versus $175 that you're risking, is because it's so easy to pick a loser than a winner. There's always one winner. If you're betting for the Rockets, it's 18.5 odds. However, the Lakers could be like $1.10. Very likely to win. So you're very likely to get that $10. So let's just have a look at this. So in Sportsbet, the Rockets win, get $110, and Betfair, we have to pay $175 out. So in other words, we actually lose $65 from this bet. And if the Rockets lose, then we lose our $10 from Sportsbet. But Betfair will pay us the $10 because we bet for it to lose. And then they'll take a little small commission from it. $10 minus, say, 5% commission is, what is that? Minus 5% commission is $9.50, right? So it's pretty much you're losing 50 cents. So if the Rockets lose, you actually lose 50 cents. However, if they win, you actually lose $65. So in other words, this is a bad bet. So we can get better numbers. All we have to do is use horsepower and the bonus bank tools. And I'll show you how to use them all later when they do the maths and all that in the upcoming videos. Now let's understand liability again. Let's double check on this because, the first time it may have not come around, but it's so important to know. Okay. So when you're on Sportsbet, a bookie, it's your cash times the odds. That's how much you win. $10 times 12 odds equals $120 that you win on Sportsbet minus $10 cash, which is $110 that you profit if the Houston Rocket wins. Now, when you lay on Betfair, because we use it to lose, it works the other way. The risk is much higher on Betfair, so you always must cover the liability. When betting for a horse to lose, it's easier to get a losing horse than a horse coming first. So if you bet for your horse and your horse wins, you must cough up the liability. So $10 times 18.5 equals 185 minus equals $175 in liability because we are betting for them to lose. If the horse loses, you get your $10, perfect. And if your outcome wins, you pay the liability. So if we were to put this bet through, we always need to have enough money to cover our liability on Betfair. So always have enough funds to have your bet go through. So let's go through some examples. So we want to stake $10 for the odds of 10, which is liability is 90. Let's do this one now here. $25 times 25, all right, equals 625 minus $25 stake. The liability is $600. Now the next one is $48 times 3.2 minus $48 equals $105.60. Bang. So that's the liability. So if this, example 3, this was a horse and the horse won, we will have to pay $105.60 to Betfair or disappear out of our account. Now, if the horse loses, Betfair will pay you $48 minus the commission that they take as well. Same thing goes for these ones. So it's very simple. You pay the big amount and they'll give you the small amount. The reason why they do that, because it's so easy to lose rather than to win. Very straightforward. I hope you understand it. So we'll move on to the next video. No more delays. Let's make money.